Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me get to where I can see. All right, what's up, everybody? Now I see y'all pretty faces. Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, give me just a second to get set up. I'm gonna turn you sideways, but the message should not be sideways today. Okay, it should be a good message. All right. So I'm in my car today. I'm actually speaking at a local university here to some business students, and going to be talking about the next generation revolution and just purpose and how to look at wealth and focus on abundance and not lack. And so that's where I'm at. That's why you see me in my car. Hopefully, if somebody comes up to me and is like, "Hey, man, why are you sitting here?" Just bear with me. All right, Brock, you know what to do. You're on standby. You said you'd be in the bullpen. But my name is Chad Free, and I am a wealth strategist. And I believe true wealth is an abundance of anything that you value. And it truly is built from the inside out. And I'm excited to be with you today. I'm actually in Anderson, South Carolina. Um, and, I want to talk to you. We've been just kind of stacking some of my talks here lately. A few weeks ago, we spoke about why not me, right? Why not me? We feel like and have the tendency to look at other people and say, well, that's them, but I am this or I am that. We've had people, we've allowed society or certain people in our life to label us. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now that I spent a week with Myron Golden, and I am blown away. So he has opened my mind and expanded my mind and vision so much. And so a lot of the things that I've gone through, a lot of the things that I've experienced, he too has gone through that, but he has really articulated a message in order to communicate with people how to avoid that and how to look at life. And so that's what I want to talk to you today about is I'm going to talk to you about aligning your wealth with purpose. And is there a gap there? Again, we talked about why not me? And then the next week, which was last week, we talked about, are we working? Is our money working as hard for us as we are working for our money? And if you truly think about that, where attention goes, our intention will flow and will follow. So if we're totally focused on working for money, we're never even going to stop and think about what can my money do for me. And when we do work really, really, really hard for our money, for what are we usually doing that for? What the script told us to do? Accumulate. So I want to talk today about aligning money with purpose. But before we get started, let's do our affirmations. Affirmation. All right. All together, I am created on purpose for a purpose. And you are created on purpose for a purpose. So let's talk about aligning money with purpose. First of all, we got to look at money differently. We talked about accumulation just now, but I want you to start thinking about it in multiplication. It's made to be multiplied. And, when we went to the Aspire event a few weeks ago, Jade and I were there, and along with several of you, money is called currency. And currency is movement. Black Diamond Money moves. it moves. See, that's pretty cool, right? But it's not just for accumulation purposes. It's for multiplication. It's used as a tool and not used to be viewed. See, that's that external wealth that we have been focused on. And see, all of this goes back to focusing on lack. And this is what Myron Golden really taught me. You know, the very first temptation was to focus on lack. God told Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden that you can eat from every tree freely. Every tree freely. And there was all kind of trees in this garden. And that garden is a protection. That's what that is. Eden means pleasure and provision. So you've got all these trees in the garden. I mean, you name them. Apple tree, peach tree, whatever kind of tree, you name them. Every tree, freely. That's abundant. But not this one tree. That's the only one you can't do. So as he was telling this, it's like, that is an ideal situation. You can have everything freely, but just not this one little thing. That's enough to know that you don't have to worry about anything, and that you're protected, and that you will have plenty of provision. But the serpent was very, very subtle. And he approached Eve and said, not every tree. See, he put not in there. He added a word, not every tree. He knew that all he had to do is take their focus off of the abundance and put it on the lack. And if he could take their attention off of that, then their intention would follow. And I truly believe that that's what society has done as we grow up, as we get older, as we mature. They want to program us. And they want us to focus on lack. And that could be by way of competition. Oh, well, they've got this. Why couldn't I get this? I'm a better speaker than them. I feel like I'm a better real estate agent than them. How do they get this and that and this and that? And we're totally focused on the lack. And we take our mind off of the abundance. And we take our mind off of who we were created to be. He also said this, what's meant for me is already mine. I just got to get it. And what's not for me, I don't want it. So really, I've just got to step in his plan because he's already wrote the script. We just have to go get it. He's the source and we are the resource. But so many people with the lack, you heard time is money, right? Time is money. But raise your hand if you've ever been broke before or, just fell flat on your face, right? And you run out of money, right? Okay, Brock, I see you waving them hands. Well, let me ask you this question. Did you go back and did you make some more money? Did you start making more money again? When you're out of time, that means game over. So that is a limited resource. And when we trade our time for money, that's what makes everything so expensive. feel like money is like oxygen. Like it's limited resource. Like, oh, I gotta get it, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. Or all these rich people, they make all this money and they don't share. There's enough, there's so much out there to go get. It's unlimited. You can go get it. There's more than enough for everybody to have more than enough, and then there will be more than enough left over. I am dropping some Myron Golden bombs here, I'm telling you. I give all credit to him. Understand, I'm not taking any of this credit from this. But we have to turn back to the abundance that God intended in the first place. But that's when we align our wealth with purpose. And what does that mean? That means that it needs to be moving, not just put into an account and just sit and let it grow. We've talked about provision for your vision, right? He also used this as an example. You know, the Sea of Galilee, it has fish that live in it. Right below that, you got the Jordan River. It's got fish that live in it. But then there's another body of water right below that. Anybody want to put in the chat what that is? The Dead Sea. I saw Rebecca. The Dead Sea. The Dead Sea. Exactly. Are there any fish in the Dead Sea? No. Why? Too salty. The Sea of Galilee has inlets and outlets. The Jordan River has inlets and outlets. The Dead Sea has inlets, no outlets. Currency, money, infinite resource. We just have to step into what God's already given us and trust him. That's all he wants us to do, is trust him. So I really would love for you to think about, are you even thinking about alignment and wealth? Or how do you feel about your money? Is it, once I have enough money, then I can quit? Then I can retire? Then I can do this, do that? Or what is my money doing right now to make an impact for provision for my vision? Is that even crossing your mind? Maybe you should ask the question, how can I shift my mindset to focus on that? Because I'll tell you that that's what you need to do. You need to focus on abundance and not lack. And understand that the provision is already there. Where you are one of one. We said you're created on purpose for a purpose. But it's your responsibility to step into that. Once you step into that, he will lead, guide, and direct your steps. But you've got to take action. What's that fun? I think I may have said this last week. I've seen a meme that God will give you a shovel, but he's not going to dig the hole for you. Right? So you must step into what he has for your life. So check this out. I saw this, this kind of wowed me as well. And I'm telling you again, it's just so amazing. This guy's divine. And I want to give a shout out to Derek Green too. I reached out to Derek on text. And I'm like, thanks a lot for warning me, buddy. Myron Golden broke my brain. And Christian has mentioned Myron to me and all of us on here, how he's just amazing. But you know what Derek said? Derek said that many people go through his teaching and all of that, and then they want to duplicate what he has done and be Myron Golden. And that goes for any coach, any leader, any mentor. You are worthy. Take the principles, take the lessons, but understand that some may be imitated, but never duplicated, and that goes for you as well. Take those lessons and be the best you that God created you to be. But again, the lessons were like bombs. You know, we talk about going from A to B. Sometimes the reason we can't get from A to B is because we're resisting who God created us to be. And how we get to where we want to go is submitting to who God created us to be. And he talked about a seed. A seed don't want to be a seed for the rest of their life. They want to be a tree. I want to be a tree. I want to be a tree. I want to be a tree. But in order to become a tree and to grow up into something very, very strong, you hear what goes up must come down. Well, actually, what goes up must go down first. Anything substantial, whether it's a skyscraper, you got to go down, build a foundation. The seed must be buried. It's got to go into the dark in order to transform into something that God intended it for it to be. So you've got to be willing to shed your old self, to say, I don't want to do this no more. I want to be who you created me to be. So, with that being said, I am going to cut it just a little bit early today, and I'm going to have to hop off because I need to get on over to my destination. But I hope this helped. I wanted just to see if we can shift our mindset to money is used to be a tool and not to be viewed. That's external wealth. Internal wealth is aligning your money with your purpose. So where is that gap? Have you ever thought about that? And when you start having that kind of relationship with your money, then I just have to believe, you know, I think God will see how responsible you are for that and what kind of steward you are for that. And yes, he does all the work, but we are his workmanship, and he does work through us. So we just got to make ourselves available to be used for the purpose that he's called us to be. Guys, that's all I got. Anybody got anything for me? Please come off the chat. Say hey to me. Say what's up. Yeah, schedule a strategy call with me. I'd love to help you in any way I can, be whatever I can be for you. Anybody got anything? Anybody got anything?
Chad, I really like how you said that we must be willing to shed our old self and step into who God called us to be. And so if someone was looking to do that, like what is one or two steps that you could give someone who is like, okay, well, I want to do that, but how do I do that financially? Because like we say in the South, you don't want to cut your nose off to spite your face, and you don't want to leave your family homeless on a street corner either. So how do we do that in the world of like, but still have financial security?
I do believe that it's a process. but it starts with making a choice. Do you want to experience a turnaround? Yes or no? All right. And when you make that choice and you truly have the desire to do so, all right, when you've got to have the belief that you can do it, but you have to have the desire to take action to do it. Now, here's the deal. You must have someone to lead, guide, and direct you into making that transition. It takes people in your life to do that. So you must submit, you must put your ego at the door. And here's the deal. A lot of the stuff that you're going to hear from a good coach is not going to make sense. Because if it made sense, then you would already be doing it. So you have to open your mind and be willing to know that, hey, everybody's got a next step to become better. Maybe I don't have it all figured out. So you must be hungry, humble, and coachable. But the big thing is, number one, is you must have a choice. Make that choice. And then it's just a time. It's a process. And I'm not going to say it's overnight. It's, the old famous crock pot process. But when you have someone that can lead, guide, and direct you, maybe it's not so bad because you can see the new roadmap. And knowing that you have control over your finances and you'll have clarity in those finances, and then that will give you confidence to continue to move in that direction. But you must ask for help. You must ask for help. All of you guys are intelligent on here. I feel like I'm intelligent. If I could tell you, again, I'm dropping another Myron bomb. If you knew how to make an awesome chocolate cake and you had a recipe for it, I'm pretty smart. I'm not a baker, but I'm pretty smart. I pick up on things pretty good. You could probably give me that recipe and tell me how to do that. So I think we're all intelligent on here. And maybe you just have to find someone that can help you do what you're trying to do. And sometimes it starts just by redirecting dollars without even interrupting your current lifestyle.
Thank you, Chad.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
Anybody
Chad,
else?
This is Amy King.
Yes. Where are you at, Amy?
Yeah, I just want to say, I'm on the phone. I'm not on the video today.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry about that. You're really speaking to me because you got to let go of something to move on to the next thing that you have going on, and that's what I'm doing personally. And you got to believe in yourself, and then you got to take action to move forward. You can't just believe and not take any action because that's not going to get you, where you need to go. But if you take action and believe, you're going to be unstoppable.
100%.
Speaking right to me, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Amy. All right, guys, I got to hop off. Yes, go ahead, Brock. Get it. Talk to me.
You can go if you need to. It's fine. I can close this out because I know you had to go someplace. So I was just going to share my 2 cents. You wrote down relationship with money, and how many of us on here today want to have a good relationship with money? The problem is we don't have it in our bank account. The problem is it's in credit card debt. The problem is that as soon as it comes in, it leaves us right away to go pay for our credit cards, our bills, our mortgages, our cars, our groceries, our gas, and all these things. So you're like, it's pretty hard to have a relationship when you can't grab onto it. And I share this when I was broke. It's hard to have a relationship with something you can't see. And that's where faith comes in, is because what is faith? It is believing in something unseen. You need to read the book, The Secret. In the book, The Secret, for those of you who are trying to get the secret and what Chad is trying to tell you today, and to give you a perspective of it, is when you start to, I literally I took the PDF, I went into The Secret, and I wrote down I printed out a blank check. At the time period, I just needed to make $100,000. And I say just, but it was just what I needed to do. See you, Chad. And so in life, you have to visually start to see something that you can't see. It's the unseen factor. That's why it's called faith. That's what it's called hope. And that's what you have to start telling yourself. So when Rebecca asked Chad, like, what is something tangible? What is something you could take away? I'm telling you, go Google as soon as you get done this, and Google blank check from the book, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, whatever her name is. And go, and I want you to have a heart-to-heart with yourself. And I want you to literally write down what it is that you want that check to say. And if you don't believe me, you can go look up, what's his name? He was in the movie The Mask. Why can't I think of his name? You know who am I talking about? The guy in The Mask, and he's really funny. Miami, he was
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey wrote a check for $10 million. He was broke as a joke. And that's when he hit the biggest movie on the box office, and he ended up making 10 times the amount of money. But he wrote a check, and he carried that check with him. So maybe you need to carry that check with you, because it's hard to have a relationship if you can't feel it and see it. It's just part of our human body. It's just part of our mind. You have to be able to start to, inside your head, feel it, touch it, talk about it, say it, put it in the universe, do everything there is so you can have that relationship. Because if not, you're just walking around with lack. And that is the biggest thing that I feel many people don't have. And the biggest takeaway I got from Chad's message was abundance versus lack. And being able to overcome that is you do have to have people in your environment that know financially what's going on, or to know that are going to keep you accountable. So those are my 2 cents. As always, I got my notes right here. I always carry my notes. So that is what we have today in a combined closeout session between Chad, Rebecca, and me. And if you got something out of today, put a 7 in the chat. Put a ME in the chat. Put me in the chat. Put a 7 in the chat if you got something out of today. Something that you can tangibly take. Something that you will honestly do. Don't BS yourself all. Don't BS yourself. Enough is enough. I listened to Eric Thomas today. He goes, enough is enough. And I wrote down like 3 things I got to do today that I keep telling myself I'm going to do. And I'm just like, enough is enough. I got to do it. So if you're going to do that today, take a picture of it. If you're really bold, and take a picture of it and put it on the Facebook. Put it on the Brock Stevens Mindset Motivation page. Put it on the Facebook. All right, everybody, it's 8:45, and that is the time period. John Hart's got to go. John Hart's got to go. Big things going on today. Rebecca's got big things. Who's got big things going on today? Everybody's got big things going on, right? Rebecca, look at that pretty smile she's got. She's excited. She's happy. Jada, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:15 Eastern time. I have no idea who's speaking tomorrow. I really probably should know this. Is it Rebecca? Rebecca, is it you? Is it you, Rebecca?
It's me, or it's Jada. I did offer Jada, since his tooth was bothering him last week and he wasn't able. I did offer him my slot, but I'm waiting for him to confirm that. So it'll be either me or Jada.
I love it. Maybe it's a combined. Maybe you guys banter back and forth. Banter, I should say. Maybe you go back and forth. Who knows what we're going to have? But tomorrow, I can tell you this. The Zoom will be live, not the Facebook. The Zoom will be live. We will be here. For those of you watching the YouTube, hit subscribe, join our channel so you can get all our shows, see everything that we have here on our Mindset Show. God bless you all. Have a phenomenal day. Go get your unfair share. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. See ya.